So if you thought that we got enough content over the last couple of days, whether it was the draft content Sunday night, home run derby Monday night, or the All-Star game stuff last night, you were wrong because we just got a full content drop again today that we're going to go over. We're also going to briefly recap all the content that came out over the past few days as I wasn't at home to go over it, but I'm going to go over the basics. But regardless, we still have a lot of content that just came out to go over, so let's go into it. So as we always do, let's take a look at the calendar. So today is July 16th. We got a new weekend classic. They're doing a weekend classic in the middle of the ranked seasons for the first time, and I hope that they continue this, as this is a little sneak peek to my MLB 26 wish list, is more weekend classic. But regardless, the rewards are insane. That Napoli and Corbin Burns, which we'll get into. We have a spotlight program for that Cody Bellinger. We have an update to the multiplayer program with some great cards. There are packs literally everywhere for Home Run Derby, All-Star Game, and Draft. Literally littered throughout the game. PXP and Double XP continues until the 29th, which means that on the 25th, when the new inning program comes out, for the 6th inning, we're going to continue to have double XP and PXP for that weekend too. We're going to have another weekend classic like we typically do at the end of each season. And then there's going to be a Gunnar Henderson takeover program. And then there's going to be Baseball Hall of Fame content for the induction, which is going to be Billy Wagner, CC Sabathia, and Ichiro. I don't know if they have the rights to Ichiro. If he was a new legend, I would assume he would be at the beginning of the year. But maybe, who knows? And then Legends and Flashbacks Collections, plural. I don't know if that means it's the next big collection like Ted Williams or Scott Rowland. They've been every 7 weeks, and 7 weeks from the Ted Williams is August 1st. So that is like right after. So I don't know if that's the big boss, but it's also plural, so there's multiple. I don't know what that is, but wow, we have a lot of content. So let me start by going over the stuff that came out this weekend. We had the MLB Draft content. I'm obviously not going to go through every card, but there was a collection, there was a program, and then there was a pack. So if you do the program and the conquest, I think you get, there's 3 in the conquest and 5 in the program, so 9 or 10-ish, maybe 11, including the packs that you get. You have to buy the rest of these guys. So it is pretty expensive. It was around $200K for me, but they just added another free card today, the Mason Neville, or last night technically. The collection reward is this sick 99 Ethan Holiday, who is easily my starting shortstop. 114, 106 contact, 121, 110 power with 115 clutch and goal defense. I'm only going to show him because you guys have probably already seen all these guys. Same thing with the home run derby cards. They came out 2 nights ago or yesterday morning. There's a program where you're only going to get 1, but you do get a pack, so you technically get 2. You technically get 3 if you did the predictions, because you're basically guaranteed one of those packs. So you need to buy 4 of these 6 cards for this 99 Cal Raleigh, which is one of the greatest catchers we've ever had in MLB The Show history. Switch hitter, maxed out power versus both sides and clutch, 120, 117 contact. His defense isn't going to be there because it's a home run derby card, but who cares? Look at that offense. Editor Nick here. I completely forgot to mention the 99 Kyle Schwarber, who was the All-Star Game MVP. Who cares if he didn't deserve it compared to Pete Alonso for winning the swing off to end the game? This is an insane free card. Like, this card being completely free is just ridiculous. 115, 120 contact, maxed out power and clutch. I don't care about his defense. He's going right to DH. Now moving over to the multiplayer program, we got the full set here. I'm a little behind. I need to get up to 75. I've only played ranked to World Series. I got the World Series like I do every year, every season, and then I just haven't played online since. But, you know, that's what happens when you don't have exclusive rewards for events, and the BR flawless cards all suck. But anyway, let's just go over the new content. So as you can see, there's an All-Star Deluxe pack. They added a draft pack. They added a home run derby pack at the end, which replaced the 50 bundle, which I think is interesting. But regardless, these draft cards, all-star cards, and derby cards are going to come down in price, making those collections more attainable, which is great. So the first reward is this 98 Roy Halladay, who is, his cards are pretty good, but ultimately he doesn't have amazing case per 9 at 88. Everything else is pretty good, though. The velocity is decent, could be a little better, but everything else is good. 100 hits per 9, 106 pitching clutch. The pitch mix is great. Cutter, sinker, curve, splitter, four seam, control, and break are both insane. So this is a great starting pitching option. Just going to get a lot of foul balls. And then moving down the line, we have this 98 overall Gary Sheffield from my Yankees. 103, 116 contact, 107, 103 power, 101 vision, 106 discipline, 118 clutch. This card seems a little better than the Kyle Tucker from the program today. That's who he kind of reminds me of. Similarly on defense, he does have third base as a secondary, though, so if you don't have Roland, you don't have Ramirez, this could be a really nice free way to, solidify third base. As I mentioned before, we have a special weekend classic, and they loaded these up with Home Run Derby packs, draft packs, All-Star Game packs. As you can see, if you're in Gold 2, which is the lowest World Series group, whatever they're called, you get 2 Home Run Derby packs for 2 wins. And then you get an Ultra All-Star Game pack for 6. These guys are going to come crashing down in price. It makes me a little annoyed because I just did these collections last night. But regardless, let's take a look at the exclusive rewards, which are really good. They are really good. They haven't been this good at all this whole year. We have Mike Napoli. So if you don't have Cal Raleigh, this is a very, very comparable replacement. 100, 120 contact, 112, 120 power with 110 clutch. This card is really good. This is easily the best catcher in the game, not named Cal Raleigh. He has a little better defense, but he's not a switch hitter. And he's a little worse offensively, but he's still insane. This is going to be really good and definitely going to go on my bench, which is crazy to say. He might actually know. He's probably going to go to first base. Now that I realize he has that secondary, he's definitely going to go to first base and replace Gil Hodges for me. But anyway, let's move on to the other reward, which is in awards, and it's 99 Cy Young Corbin Burns. It's pretty obvious he was going to get a Brewers card this year, considering he unfortunately suffered Tommy John in, I think, May. But regardless, this card is also disgusting. Cutter, sinker, slur, circle change slider. Control is insane. Break is insane for 3 pitches. The velocity is there. Wish the speed differentials were there between the changeup and the slider, but you don't really need to use the slider that much when you have the slurve and all those other pitches. 100, 102 on the per 9s, 101 clutch. This card is amazing. Wow, they nailed these weekend classic rewards. We also got the second drop of July Spotlight, which is the free 98 Cody Bellinger, who is really good against lefties and great against righties. His contact and clutch are all in the 110s. He's got good power. He's got good defense. He's got good speed. He can play center, first, left, and right. This is an amazing budget card. Doesn't have great discipline, but none of the Home Run Derby cards have good discipline. And discipline is valuable to have, but it's not going to make or break a card. This is a great free card. Moving down the program, we have another Spotlight card in the program, which is interesting. Josue de Paula. I don't know if I butchered that, I apologize, but he earned All-Star Futures Game MVP honors with a clutch 3-run home run, so cool to see that in the game. 101, 115 contact, 92, 109 power, so he's going to have reverse splits. He's a lefty hitter that hits lefties better. Really good clutch as well. Silver defense, pretty solid speed. And then the 2 tops now cards are Lawrence Butler, great against righties, good power versus lefties. Contact versus lefties is pretty low for the new stage of the power creep after this week's content. Gold defense, solid speed. And then we also have a Brian Bayo, who has a great pitch mix and velocity, but the case per 9 is very low on this card. And then lastly, let's go over the pack cards for the new Spotlight drop. We have Nicholas Kurtz here, who's been a great rookie for the A's. 115, 118 versus right. So he mashes righties, but he's not good against lefties. When you have all these guys that are good against both sides, it's a little unfortunate. 84, 86. 118 clutch helps versus lefties, though. He's got silver defense, can play first and right. We have Lucas Giolito from the Red Sox. Not a good pitch mix, not good velo. Everything else is pretty solid, though. Ks per 9 could be a little higher, but it's good enough. For the Tops Now cards, we have Patrick Bailey for that inside the park home run as a catcher. We all know that he is insane defensively, as you can see, and has good stats versus righties. Cam Schlittler from the Yankees, he did a great job in his debut. 4-seam slider, 12-6, sweeper, sinker, good pitch mix. Control is really bad, though. And then we have a Brandon Young, who's a starter with 79 hits per 9 and 77 clutch in this stage of the game. That's really bad. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new here, follow me on all my social media. It's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. But most importantly, make sure to subscribe right here on YouTube. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.